Hi everybody, it's Tracy from Tracy's Art and Craft, and I'm here today to make some really pretty bows. Now the way that I make these bows, I usually make them for the fronts of my journals more than inside the journals, but they can go inside the journals too, and I will show you how to make some flat ones for that. But the way that I make these, I got the idea from Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah, and I got this idea years and years and years ago, so I've been making them how I like them. It's slightly different to how she makes them. She adds some lace and things like that. So I will link her video down in the description box so that you can go and check out her version of what she does. But I make them my way, and I've been doing this for quite some time. The first time I saw her do them, when she very first did them, is how long I've been doing them for. So I think it's been a couple of years now. So yeah, I've got some various ribbons, satin ribbons. I do like to use ones that are very slightly wider. They're probably 3/4 of an inch wide. So I have a few of those. I also have a few bits to put in centres, so I've got some ideas here. These are little paper or foam flowers. We have some pearl-like flowers, you know, like those sticky pearls. We have, oh, that is not, that's from my scrap ribbons. We have some gem-like flowers here. I've also got some paper flowers that we can build ourselves, and I have buttons as well. So there's so many that you can use, but we're also going to give it a go with maybe using some butterflies or something as well, so we can make some flat ones. Other than that, it is scissors, and I always use a hot glue gun. I think as long as you're patient, or you clip them with paper clips, you could use tacky glue, you could use 3-in-1 glue, but I'm not being patient right now, so we're not going to do that. So the first thing I do is I take some ribbon and I decide how wide I'm going to want these bow edges, and I look at it. It depends on the thickness of the ribbon, it depends on the size, so I'm probably going to want it to there. And I just snip, so I don't really measure, but I will tell you the measurement of this one. So this ribbon is 1 inch wide, exactly, and I have gone and cut it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 inches. So the ribbon is 1 inch wide, I've cut it 7.5 inches, okay. And what I do is I turn it on the upside down, and roughly in the middle, I pop a blob of hot glue, and I put this over and just give it a squeeze. And you can see how I burnt my finger last time. So do be careful if you are using hot glue. And right near the centre again, I will bring over this piece and just give that a squeeze down. Make it as flat as possible, so we all know what the hot glue can be like. Let me just cut them strands that I've just made. So I will cut 3 of those 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. I will cut 3 of them to make these. So we need another 2. There we go, if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is I've used 3 in total. Let's get this out of the way. And we're going to do the same as this one onto these ones. So we turn them upside down, so keep the shiny side down, upside down, blob of glue in the middle. If you do it as a line, you can probably get both sides stuck down in one go, like so. There's the second one, and I'm just going to do a line again. Like I say, you can get both sides stuck down in one go, then it just speeds up the process a little bit. So there we go, we've got 3 of those. So from there, I leave this side downwards, you know, the messy side. I put that down, and I take the first one and I just cross it over like that, making a cross. So pop a bit of glue, make a cross and stick that down, and then I take the other one and I make another cross like that. This was really big because we're using really big ribbon here. So you can imagine what that will look like on a really big journal. You know, on the front cover, it's going to be a really big piece. Of course, you could use this for all different sorts of things. All sorts of things, whichever you choose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up on this and make a pretty flower to go in the centre. I'm just looking at what colour flowers I've got. Yep, I quite like that. Obviously you can ink all of this. So I'm just going to add tiny bits of glue. You can use all sorts of glues. Don't feel like you've got to get out a glue gun just for this. You really don't have to. To add a little something golden in the middle, so I'm thinking about one of these. I'll find one small enough, a little, oh, maybe a pink one. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I think I'll put that one in the centre. You know, you could turn these into hair clips as well. But Tina does a really nice lace at the bottom as well. I think she calls them Jabots or something, or Jabot or something like that. So then I am just going to pop a big blob of glue on there and then stick this dead centre. See how pretty that is? That would just look lovely on a hair clip as well, you know, something like that. Or paper clips and all sorts. So that's a really big one, obviously, I've made there. I sometimes make big ones, I make small ones. We're going to move on to something a little bit smaller. So from here, I like these ones to be, let's have a little look, that's a pretty good size. So this is 1/2 inch, and I've made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 wide. She wants 3 of those. So of course, if you were doing these as a big ephemera build, you know, in that sort of line up, you would probably cut all your ribbons. So you know, you'd be making more than just one blue one. So you'd probably cut quite a few in lots of 3. So you know, 3, 6, 9, 12, like that going through, and then you could glue all of them into the loop, and then you could glue them together in that sort of way. I'm just doing them one by one today because I'm not in the mood to do the conveyor belt thing. I'm getting a bit bored really of doing it. So I'm overlapping them a bit as well, so they're coming up quite small. How big are they? They're coming up 2.5 by the time I'm finishing with them. So there's one. So yeah, you'd go through doing this part, all these little, what I call the loops, making the loops of the bow. But I don't know about you guys, but when you do so many things in like the conveyor belt style, you sort of lose your creativity a bit. Well, at least I do anyway. I lose a bit of my creativity and I don't enjoy doing it so much. Get rid of that bit of glue off there. There we go. So again, I'm going to have it so that the messy side is down. Just going to pop a little bit, dollop of glue on and cross it over. Dollop of glue on again. Cross it over again. So I was just making sure that I had it the right way down. I like the cross to be at the front. You don't have to. You could have this part at the front, so it would look like that, and then you put the thing on the middle. It's personal preference really. So I'm going to take one of these pearls this time. I'm just going to pop a pearl in the middle. Did I want to put it in the middle of a button? Do you know what? I don't think that pearl's big enough. Oh, what about one of these? Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Let's do that. There we go. Let me just get rid of that bit of glue there. And there's our next one. So again, doing another one. I always eyeball it, always. I always eyeball it and then I cut them the same just by measuring them together. And that's just the way I do it. Because then they come out all different sizes. Obviously, if you want them all the same size, you're going to have to measure them quite meticulously, depending on the size of the ribbon you're using and things. But I like mine to come out all different sizes. There we go. So let's do one of these, but this time we'll use one of the buttons, I think. So let's glue these together again. So just a line in the centre, bring in one side and bring in the other. Oh. Oh, that's hot, 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 hot. Careful not to burn myself. Absolutely petrified of the glue gun now because that was the worst I've ever burnt myself on it. But mind you, I have been using a glue gun for years, so I don't see why I'm so scared of it all of a sudden. But yeah, that was a pretty bad burn. I was making things like these, and I was also doing a journal cover, and I went round the edge, and because I'm ambidextrous, I was going like this, and then I bring it over to my left hand, and I just went straight over for some reason with my right hand. And yeah, sometimes part of my brain condition is I don't actually pay attention to what it is I'm doing. Oh, let me make this bow this time the way round where we do the cross and then do the straight one through the middle, so you can see the difference, and you can see then, you know, I've done it for you and you can see which way you prefer really. I'll put a lot of glue on that one. So do the cross first, so it's like an X, and then in the middle of the X you put the straight one. Oh, too much glue again. What am I doing? No, we're alright, it's not seeping out, thank God. Dear me. So you have the straight one. There. Obviously, as you can see, the different ways you angle them depends how they look. You can have them more narrow, or if you put more of an angle to them, you can have them more spread out, looking more like a flower. And I do it all different ways. It all depends on mood for me. That's a bit big. I like that. I'm going to pop that in the middle because it looks kind of something Grandma might wear, or an Edwardian lady on her collar. So there we go, there's that one done. So you can see the straight lines on the front on this one, the straight lines on the back. I mix them up, I do them however. So just choose which one's your favourite, or just mix them up like I do. Giving them both a go. Because they'll look different on different journals then, you see. So let me see. Where do I want this one again? Yeah, I think I'll go there. Make one more with you guys, and then yeah, off you go. Go make your own, have some fun. Like I say, if you wanted to use a different glue, all you have to do is just take a paper clip and just paper clip that centre and leave them to dry. So then I would say it's definitely worthwhile making up a whole big bunch of them. So, you know, cutting a whole big bunch of ribbon in threes, and then gluing them this way, paper clipping them, waiting for them to dry, and then putting them all together, paper clipping them again, waiting for them to dry. Yeah, it'll be definitely worth it. Or if you've got some of that really strong double-sided tape, you know, the stuff that's like will hold down carpets, you know, that really strong stuff, that would definitely work. That would also be instant, and you'd have no chance of burning yourself. So yeah, that sort of double-sided tape for carpets and upholstery, you know, that really, really strong stuff, that would definitely hold this. You'd only need little, you know, cut out little squares, so that stuff would last you forever. There we go. So I'm going to do it the cross way again. So it's cross first and then the straight one. Just so it's similar to my other blue one over there, because this is a similar ribbon. Okay, so you can see here I've done it even more narrow. What shall we pop in the centre of this one? I have got this really beautiful butterfly button there that I've been waiting to use. Oh, I did want to make a flat one, didn't I, to show you how you can make flat ones so you can use it inside the journal. So again, you can make it like this. This is actually very flat. It's very, very thin indeed, you know, but when you put these big bulky bits on, that's not flat anymore, and these are the ones that I would use on front of journals rather than inside. But say you wanted to use it inside, one good way would be to add a paper image. Now, you know me, I've got to pull out the butterflies. Here I go again. Let me just get some different butterflies out. Or another thing I have are these type of flowers, these trim flowers here. So, you know, you could cut one of these out, pop that in the centre as well. Have lots of those. But I'm not currently going to use that. I am going to try to use a butterfly if I can find one that suits. And if I can't find one, it's going to be shocking because I've got so many of the things. What does this one look like? No, I'm not so keen on that one. Let's have a look, grab a few. Oh, what about this colour? Do you know what, I'm just not keen on the idea. I think it's because I like the bulky ones. What else can we use? What other images? Flowers, I suppose. Have I got any nearby? That's the question. I'm so sorry, I'm being a real pain. Do you know what, I just cannot find anything, but I think you get the idea. I really cannot find anything I want to use on it. So I'm just going to continue on using something from these. Where was that button? I really did like that. Mind you, that wouldn't even be that thick, would it? If I used the thinner button, it definitely wouldn't. Oh, that would be nice. It's going to be a bit hard to cut off at the moment. For video purposes, I can cut these off. I do have pliers for this, so a good way to use these type of buttons, if you get some pliers, you can just snip these off You could also stitch them on, you know, so if you wanted to stitch buttons on, you could do that. I've got a massive jar of buttons, it's insane. I have too many buttons. Oh look, we'll use that one. That one goes really nicely. And it's really super flat, so let's just add a little bit of glue there. Just going to get rid of the glue in the middle, because I don't like when it bulges up. And there we go, that will be super flat, so you could use that inside a journal really easily if you wanted to. I tend to use mine outside of journals, to be honest, but if you wanted to. And of course you can make them a lot smaller. You can see I've made mine really large, and that's just because I do use them in large things, but I could probably bring that in probably a good smidge more. So, you know, you can make them this small. So, yeah, you do you. So there we go. There are my little bows that I like to use on the fronts of my journals. And I make them in bulk, and then whenever I make a journal, I pick out a bow that looks like it will go and pop it on. So yeah, I hope that gives you an idea. I hope you like them. I absolutely love making these. They're so super fun. And I will see you next time. Everything you need is down in my description box on my digital artists that I use. I'm not affiliated to any of them except for Happiness and Crafting. I am part of their design team. Yeah, so they're all down there. Also, you have all of my links, all of my socials, my newsletter and things like that. And you get a free digital with the newsletter every month on the 1st. If you'd like to become a member, that is also down in the description box. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.